Where to put my phone? All right, I am back. Shit. Shit tits. Okay. Bring this a little closer. It's story time. Not the Chaos Awakens one, but I will quickly check that. There we go. Fossil archaeology. So, looking at not exactly announcements, previews. I'm gonna have to go back to when. Hmm. When did they announce that they were doing on not 1.16.5, 1.18.5? Shit. You know what? I'll start with their retexture of the Deinonychus. So on screen right now will be that. So I mean, I'm gonna be looking at my phone, and all this stuff's gonna be showing up. So I'm not gonna be paying attention to the camera and shit. So I mean, this version of what they have looks really interesting. This was a showcase before they made that announcement that this, when was this? This was November 3rd of last year. So, I mean, you see the male, you see the female version. Male is on top, male is below, and then you have the baby versions below that. And then, oh my god. Below that and the next is the Nyctosaurus. So that is a pterosaur that has a weird horn on the top of its head, especially for the males, where it's really long, and then it has so the horn is up. Pretend that I don't know if you guys can see the top mic. So the top of the mic is where their skull sits, and then the horn goes up, and then pretty much think of my thumb as so it's like this. So here's the first end, and here's the other end. So it just kind of makes a weird L on their on the top of their head. But there's a little bit of space in between that, like the L and stuff. And then you see that the male has white coloring for the most part, and the female has much more blue. And then the babies, if you can see that, have more down, like feathering and stuff. And then we have the Tropognathus after that, so very gray in color. The males have a very toucan-esque beak, which I like, and then the female has a very pale tannish beak, and then the babies are just, again, actually they're cute. It's weird seeing their teeth though, like that. And then this is something from the 25th of December. So the dates for the Nyctosaurus was November 7th of last year. For the Tropognathus was December 17th of last year. And then on December 25th, Christmas Day, they showed two remodels, the T-Rex. So, of course, on the right, you have all that basic information. And then on the left, you have the basic information that's showing up. And then on the right, you have the other information. So, you have the male on the top with a very blue throat coloring. You have the female, which is essentially the male but without the blue coloring, I'm guessing. And then you see stages for the infant, and then a juvenile right next to the female, if you notice that. If you're on phone, I suggest on the phone, please zoom in, because I don't know how to zoom in on stuff, so just do that. I suggest you do that. And then the next one we have is the Triceratops remodel. So the Triceratops has the male Triceratops has the red coloring to it on its snout and its eyes, and then its frill. The female has very gray coloring to those areas that the male has, and then the babies are blue or green. Yeah, why did I say blue? And then they, of course, the T-Rex I think is feathered. Yeah, the baby T-Rexes are feathered, from what I can tell. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. The Triceratops have quills, which is cool because that's a thing that you can enable. And then on January 2nd, I mean, of this year, they showed a remodel of, I think, the Aztec Temple and the Weapon Shop, which are structures in this mod, which I've actually gone to in the series, if I remember correctly. I've definitely gone to the Aztec Temple. Hang on, let me look on the map. This here is the Aztec Temple. What you're about to see in these upcoming screenshots is more or less the revamped version of it. So the first screenshot is the revamped Aztec Temple, and the second one on screen right now is the revamped Aztec Workshop. And then you have the insides of them. So the first screenshot is the inside of the Aztec Temple, and the second one is the inside of the Aztec Workshop. I like how they're a little more run down. And then here is the announcement for a screenshot of the from January 5th of when they decided to update to 1.18.2 instead of 1.16.5, because you can see the stalagmites or whatever, and the axolotl on the right hand side of the screenshot. And then below that we have the velociraptor remodel. So if the male has a much brighter, like reddish brown coloring, is much more reddish brown than the female, and it has like a kind of a mohawk thing in the back of its head. And then the little babies are gray with like kind of snow leopard-esque. Come on. Oh, and then oh shit. Hopefully I don't have copyright issues because of that. There's a walk cycle. I don't remember what that was about. It was just something that they that one of the devs posted. So then the next remodel. So these are kind of remodels and stuff. Well, these are definitely remodels. So the next remodel is the mammoth. They have now called the Mammothus primigenus. Actually, let me quickly look at the mammoths. What it is called. Mammothus, yeah, wait. Yeah. So Mammothus primigenus. So I mean, they have a lot more texturing. I'm waiting for them to grow back their hair, by the way. They have a lot more texturing to their hair. It looks a lot better. You can see that the males have much larger tusks than the females. The babies don't have tusks at all, which is cool. Then next is the Therizinosaurus. So kind of like with the male T-Rex, the male Therizinosaurus has blue coloring to the underside and top of its underside of its face and the top of its neck. You can kind of see the growth stages of the babies. The female is just kind of dull in colors, which is very common in birds. And then next we have the Ceratosaurus, which is something I'm going to work on probably next week. Oh, that enclosure. So we have the Ceratosaurus. So you see the male is very... Of course, both the male and female have dark coloring. The male has orangish, reddish eyes. The female has very yellow, brownish eyes. And then you have the little babies, which are adorable. It kind of looks like a Rugops, if you guys know what that dinosaur is. And the next, this is what caused a lot of confusion. So I forgot to say. So the mammoth was preview was uploaded on the 29th of January. Okay, no. So the raptor was January 13th. The mammoth was January 29th. The Therizinosaurus was February 10th, and the Ceratosaurus was February 11th, and the Dilophosaurus, which came out this month, well, for me as of recording this month, March 4th, it was the Dilophosaurus. So you have two versions of it. You have a feathered version and a non-feathered version. This caused a lot of confusion with people, where they're like, oh, so are you guys bringing back, a lot of people were asking in the general chat, like, are you guys bringing back, I can't remember what was it called, shit, the biome specific like coloring and stuff like that. They said no, this will be if I remember correctly, one of the devs said no, this is just two variations. You have a feathered version and then you have the non-feathered version. I like the feathered version a lot more. Like, of course it has a lot of great coloring, but the nose frill looks amazing to me. And I mean just in general, like the texturing on both the male and the female. I mean, the female nose frill is the same for both of them for the most part. And then the male nose frill, I mean, it looks interesting on the non-feathered one. It's just, I don't like that shade of green. Oh, and then they showed off, and then on March 5th, they showed an image of I think it's biome-specific tar sites. So we have one in the plains, and then I think one in the mountains. And then next, from, what is this, March 9th, is the Compsognathus. So you have the male version and then the female version. So the male version has white under its eyes, while the female version has a completely dark face except for the snout. And then the babies are a light gray with like little spots here and there. And then from March 16th, you have, what was it, new and improved hitboxes. This was subject to change, and that's the most recent preview, excluding the Smilodon preview, which was then deleted almost immediately afterwards. Oh, I'm hoping I don't get a copyright strike. That was only like a couple seconds. These guys are eating, but yeah, that's pretty much it with like the previews from Fossils and Archaeology. I just kind of wanted to talk about that, mainly because I'm excited for it. It happened again. I didn't witness it, but it happened again. Which one is this? This is the youngin. Why? Why does this happen? I need to... I would let them live in harmony, but I'm not going to do that. And also, this guy needs to eat too. Grab some steak, and then I'm going to end off the video. Because I need to take time to download these images and then start editing. That takes a little while. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the past two videos of this week. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Doesn't entirely matter. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.